Hi, everybody. I hope this works because I'm uploading another video, a video I just did, but I didn't know if I could still be making a video even though I have one uploading. And so I'm going to learn that now for sure. And so what I'm going to do though, I'm uploading a video that I had gotten a happy mail from Deborah Mail. And in the happy mail, she sent me some of her scraps and her fabric scraps. This is her fabric scraps. And I wanted to right away use these scraps in a project. I'm going to make a this is going to be the cover of a needle book. And I just, playing around, I figured how I can do this. And I have made some covers already. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make another. See, this here is a cover for a needle book that I made earlier today. And that's just the cover for it. This is, whoopsie daisies. This is a cover for a needle book that when I made it, I didn't know if it was going to be a clutch or if it was going to be a journal, but I've decided I'm going to make needle books because I've had requests even from subscribers about needle books, and they are, especially now that we are all doing so much crafting, so much slow stitching and such. Needle books are needed for us to keep track of our things, of our needle books and of our needles and our supplies that we need in our newfound journey through life, which includes scraps of fabric and needles, thread, scissors, and this is going to be so great. I love these colors. I love these colors, and look at the hearts all over everything. These colors are like perfect. And now you'll see too how I made a video doing something similar to this just the other day, or a couple days ago. I think I made that one. And then I said, what the heck, I can still make another. And so I am making another. And so I'm just getting these. Now, this is the size of fabric that I had. I just cut it, and it's, I don't know, it's about, let's see, this one here is about 14 inches one way and about 8 inches this way. So it's like 8 by 14. But now you don't have to stick to that size, and you can use any kind of a base fabric. This is muslin. You can use anything. You can use any kind of a fabric to make as your base fabric. And now and like I've said before, I really do not do tutorials. I just show you what I'm doing. And when I'm showing you what I'm doing, then you can kind of get an idea of something that you can do. I'm not real good with instructions, following instructions. I don't do well at that. I'm not real well at giving instructions. I am just well at, let's see what will happen if we do this. And so that is what we're doing. We are going to see what will happen if we do this. And so now what I'm doing right now, as you can see, a lot of these pieces are overlapping, and they're all different. They're just all different. And look at when I put this blue and white gingham in there, how that is going to make things just pop. And so I want to get some because the rest of it's very pastel, but that's okay. I'm going to use this to see how a circle came out of that. You can see where that circle was, and we're going to And this is every bit of what was saved from that circle. And so and none of it has to go in the trash. None of it has to go in the trash. It just all will be used on this project. And we can call this an art project. When you start doing something like this, you are doing an art project. Now, I think if you start doing something and you're following a pattern, if you're following a pattern and doing just like the pattern tells you to do, I don't know if that would be considered an art project so much. Hi, Papa. You know what you're going to be doing later on? Not today, maybe today.
What am I going to be doing?
Do you remember when you used to fix my hair for me
Mm-hmm.
and put the blonde in my hair?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you haven't done that, I know, in probably a good 10 years. But look what I got from Deborah.
Oh my gosh.
It's purple hairdo stuff.
All right.
But
I'll do it.
you're going to do it, aren't you?
I'll do it.
We're going to do it on camera.
Okay. Suits me. Right now, I'm going to run out to the mailbox one last time.
Okay, you do that.
And then I'm going that direction.
Okay, I'm making a little project here, so you go outside and get you some fresh air.
You have fun.
Yeah, I am. I am having a total blast here. I love you too, sweetie. See there? You guys, that's what you guys have to look forward to. Papa's going to color my hair. I don't know if we'll do it tonight. Let me see if I can just iron that right there. We may do it tonight. I don't know. Oh, this is the piece with all the owls on it. Gotta have them. Let's see. Oh, I might have to cut this into little smaller pieces. Let's put one here. I might want to save. Let's see. Just get it all. Well, let me see here. Feathers. See, and you see I'm covering, some is getting covered up more than others, it's just getting covered up, but it's okay. It's okay. This is going to be perfect just like this. Now, let me see. Then this was another feather here. And I need another piece down here. I just love these hearts. Hearts. Aren't hearts just beautiful though? Hearts are just, because that's what we want in life. We need smiling hearts in our lives. Anything that makes our heart smile, which this makes my heart smile. This whole thing here. Let me see. Do I have some more? Let me see here. It's just all getting put on here. And as you can see, I don't have, it's just getting all put on there. I'm just trying to make sure I have all my muslin covered up. And I'm going to save this little piece and this little piece to go on a slow stitch project. So I'm going to save those two pieces right there. This, and maybe I want one piece of this too for a slow stitch project. Okay, then the rest of these, so they do not get thrown in the rubbish. The rest of these are going to get put, because I'm allergic to throwing stuff in the rubbish. I don't want it to go in there. And so I'm just getting these all on here, just like this. And see how, maybe just these, let's see, these two, and this one, let's see, I gotta have a couple to go into my dog bed stuffing. I got one shoebox over there that is just all dog bed stuffing. And some of these I would probably use for dog bed stuffing, but because I'm going to be making a dog bed out of a sweatshirt. And this is really pretty. I'm thinking I'm really liking how that, having that blue going through there. I really am liking that. You see that little piece? No, it works. Okay, so now I've got all the pieces put on. All the pieces are now put on this here fabric. On that piece of fabric. It's all laid on there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tulle and I'm going to cut a piece of tulle. I'm going to cut 2 pieces actually. And I'm going to take that tulle and I'm going to lay, it's not quite wide enough to go over the whole thing, so I'll lay 1 piece across this way. Then I'm going to take another piece, and this is kind of an ivory colored, but my goodness, it just has a sparkle in it. And us unicorns, we love sparkle. And so, let me see, that's trying to stick to that. Let me pull that over again. And then let's get this over here. And then get that back down there. Now I'm going to take my straight pins and I'm going to, that iron was hot. Okay, I'm going to turn that iron off and move it over to the side over here. Now I am just, now this piece of fabric here that she sent me, that Deborah sent me, is going to be the lining of this. It's going to be the lining of the book. Now see, you all, if you all have been throwing pieces of fabric away, you'll see here that no, you use it in your art. Yes, you use it in your art, and let the artist out of you. Let the artist out of you, so that you give your artist self a chance to be creative the way your artist self wants to be. I have 3 pin cushions over here. This one here, if you've seen my Happy Mail yesterday or the day before, it was from Karen, and in there was 2 hearts. This was one of them, and then there's another one still. And I fixed the heart up. I stitched it. I finished stitching it, and I put a button down in the center, and I made it into a pin cushion. Because I've got a pin cushion addiction. I never had a pin cushion addiction, but now, because I'm a monkey see, monkey do, if somebody else does something, I have to do the same thing. And so now that my friend has a pin cushion addiction, I have inherited her in the addiction. So now what I'm going to do, I gotta move stuff out of the way here. I just push things. Wait a minute, driving my truck. Okay, now, go right there, truck. Let me see, I have to move things out of my way. I have got things. I don't know how come it's not my fault that I have all this stuff piled up. Somebody told me don't leave your blade out, but I don't know how I broke this. But now and I just got it too. And so I don't know how come, but I can push that button, but the blade doesn't go back in. It's supposed to, but it doesn't. So I maybe when I changed the blade, I put it in wrong. I don't know. So I just be real careful. So whoever it was that left me that message, know that I'm trying. Okay, now, there is, you can see the edge of my sewing machine. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start stitching. And I'm going to put my machine on a zigzag stitch. And then I'm going to start stitching. And put my diamond ring on here. And I'm going to just start stitching, and I'm going to go now. I've got that all that fabric is on there, all the pieces. First I put that base fabric down, which any fabric can be your base. I need to put my piece back on my machine. Where did I put it anyway? People who lose things like I do, that's shameful. Okay, but anyway, it's probably not far from here. Once I get this main first bit sewed all the way around, then I can go quicker, because see, I'm taking those pins out as I go. I don't want to try and sew over a pin. Boy, is this one going to be pretty with these colors. I just know it. I just know it. I hope that other video is still uploading. I don't, some people talk about all the time they put into editing their movies, their videos before they put them up. I don't edit. I just do the video, and what you see is what you get. I don't edit. Because I don't know how. And I don't want to learn either. Don't want to learn how. I just put them up how they come. And at least now I do have a pause. So I can pause if I have to stop and have an emergency run to the powder room so I can powder my nose or something. But see, now I'm starting to go around the second time, and I'm just staying about a ½ inch inside, a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch inside the last row of stitching, and I'll just keep going around like that, kind of in the spiral effect, until I have it completely together. And this kind of quilt, it catches all the pieces, all the small pieces that we have put down in there. And if you're wondering how come I'm not poking myself in the finger, it's because this here was, now I didn't make this pin cushion. This pin cushion was made by my friend Cordula, and she told me how she made it. And inside of here, down here at the bottom of this, of the diamond part, is a lid from a milk jug or a water bottle, like a gallon jug of milk or something. You can use that, and then when you put that pin down in there, it doesn't poke you all the way to your kidneys. You wouldn't want to do that. And so, and it's kind of handy to have that there. Some people make a little bracelet, and you can do that too, and have a pin cushion right there on your bracelet, on your wrist. Kind of like this one. Whoopsie. I like this one right on my finger. I forgot to put my presser foot back down. See what happens when you're not paying attention? And I'm using a thread that is variegated. I just learned about this variegated thread too. I didn't know they had such an animal. I didn't know such an animal existed. And so I learned about it, and so of course I had to get some of that. And so then when you're using a variegated thread like this, and you're not and your fabric is all different colors, and the variegated thread is like perfect. It does take a lot of thread, but you want something to be beautiful. You want this to be the most beautiful thing ever. So this is now I lost my train of thought. My train of thought, you know, it goes right, just blasts right through the train station. But anyhow, I don't know what I was going to say. But this is beautiful. I do know that. See? And when you're creating without even a thought, when you don't even have a thought, you're just going to create something. Wait a minute, I got to go a couple more stitches down. It's just, it gives you like there's no right and wrong. There's just no right and wrong. It's just going to be what it is when it is. And something like this is just so simple to do. Now, if you're going to hand stitch it, if you don't have a sewing machine, well then you hand stitch it, which that can be done too. You can slow stitch the whole, whoopsie, that got underneath my tool. Let me fix that. Let me see if I can, wait a minute, I gotta fix that now. That kind of, the presser foot dug underneath the extra piece of tulle there. And so, let me get that out of there. I'm having to cut it a little bit, but that is not going to make no never mind. Okay, now, I didn't keep my eye on it. I didn't keep my eye on the prize. Okay, there we go. Now we're back on track again. But like I say, if you're doing something like this without a real plan, I got that sort of plan going on because I've made this before. I made one yesterday and one this morning, or two this morning, and oopsie, fell on my leg. Weirdest thing, I've got shoes on. I've got these orthopedic shoes that I just got a couple days ago, and I'm trying to get used to wearing them at all times. And so when you're so used to walking with just stocking feet or a lightweight pair of slippers, it makes a big difference when you're wearing shoes. But I'm going to continue wearing them because I know my back is going to love me a lot better by wearing the good shoes. Orthopedic. Doesn't that make it sound like one would be like old or something? Orthopedic shoes? Yeah, we won't worry about that. We're not going to let it put age into the picture today. Any age is a good age. Because no matter what age you are, it only lasts a year. And then you get to be a new age, and then you're a new age person. Always good to be a new age. And then you get to be that age for a year, and then you get to be a new age again. So, yeah. So there's that. Okay, now let's see. We're getting closer to the center. See, I'm going to my lines are getting smaller because it's kind of spiraling around. I went around the outside edge first, and then I'm spiraling until I get into the center. And then that part of it will be finished. Oh, God, Papa, you just scared the doo-doo out of me. I didn't know you.
Sorry.
Well, don't be sorry. It's okay. I just didn't know you were right there.
From outside.
You came to tell me you got back in from outside?
Yep.
Okay, sweetie. Papa's back in from outside. He likes to go outside and walk around a little bit, then he comes back inside. He always lets me know, so I know where he is. He's my man right there. Okay. See? And by doing this, I am securing every little piece of scrap that I put in there. Every little piece is secured. And using this this rainbow thread, well, like anything rainbow and anything that's sparkles. So this tulle is sparkling, and then it's got the rainbow thread, and then it's got the colors of these scrap fabrics are just beautiful. I don't know if she, maybe Deborah meant for all these scraps just to go in my dog stuffing box. I don't know, but they were too big for that. They were, and the colors, just I loved the colors right away. And so that's why these made a whole nother made a whole nother piece of fabric. And there's other things you could do with this too. You know, once you remake your fabric like this. And this here tulle stuff, that's cheap. That, you know, you can buy that for not much money at all. Well, you know what I have? I have a crinoline. You know what a crinoline is, you guys? But I have one that was underneath a friend of mine who got married. It was her crinoline under her wedding dress. And I don't know how I got it over here, but now the girl is divorced from her dear husband, but so she don't want that crinoline no more. But it's a whole lot of this kind of fabric. I think I'm gonna cut that apart and use it to do on like things like this. Yeah, crinoline is that slip that you wear, and it's back when I was a teenager, back in the you know, late 50s, early 60s. We sometimes, I guess it was late 50s, we wore a slip that was like a crinoline. We called it a can-can. And it made your dress just poke out so pretty. It just looked beautiful. Sort of like, oh gosh, what was her name? Lady Gaga. Oh my gosh. I loved her dress at the inauguration. Loved it. Loved that dress. It was perfect. It was perfect. I think she had a crinoline on underneath. I think she had a crinoline on underneath that dress skirt. It was so pretty, so pretty. And then she had that big old dove pin. It looked like it was maybe a pin. It was a dove carrying an olive branch, and I thought, boy, if that isn't so perfect for today, you know, for how our world is today, is to have that dove carrying that olive branch. I loved it. When she first started coming, I said, oh, when she started coming down the red carpet there, I said, oh my God, that dress is perfect, and look at that dove. And it was perfect. It was perfect. So I think I'm going to look up a YouTube just so I can watch her sing that again. I know there'll be thousands of them out there. But, oh, she was just perfect. And some people just don't do well with red lipstick. She got the perfect mouth for red lipstick. I don't know if I think too deep or something, but yeah, oh my gosh, she was awesome. And she sang that song. Oh, just beautiful, just beautiful. I don't know, between her and between Melody, what? Oh, Amanda, maybe that was her name. The girl with the poet. Oh, good grief. Now I have listened to her a couple times already because I I wanted to hear them words again. Now look at this. Look at this. Can you see how pretty that is? And now you can see on the back how all them stitches went. Now that'll be covered up because that's where I'll put the lining. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lining on now so you can see how I do that. So she sent this fat quarter, and that's going to be so much enough for the lining. So let me see, did I turn this iron off? Yeah, I need to turn that back on. It'll heat up. These little irons are they are awesome. Since I've had this one, I think I've had it like 2 weeks. And again, another spoilation. But anyhow, I have this wool mat and I have this little iron, and since I've had these just only a couple weeks, I have used this so much, and it is so handy having a small iron like this. And it's a steam iron, it's got steam, but I think it's the same one that I put in my because I've had a couple people ask already about it. Where did I get it? Well, I got it as a gift, but they have it in Amazon, and so I put it in, and I think it's the same one I put in my Amazon affiliate link, so that you can just go to that affiliate link, and you can, I don't know if this gets like really as hot as a regular steam iron, but it is a steam iron, but you can, if you go to my affiliate link and just go ahead and click on that iron, you can also see what other irons are available. So you don't have to get this very one, because they have like different prices and some of them have steam and some of them don't. And this one does not have an automatic shut off, and I don't know if any of the little ones like this do. They might. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see, now I don't really measure anything. I'm going to go like this, and now I see how wide I want it. So what I'm going to do is I want it about this wide, so I'm going to just snip a little piece right here, and then I'm going to tear that. Now this piece here, I will put that with, now I have, see, that much still left of that piece, and now I will put this on here to see how I got the length of it. Now I need the width of it, and so I'm going to tear that, and then I have a piece there, leftover piece. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this top one over so I have the pretty sides together. See, there's the not pretty side, it's the back side, then the pretty side. Okay, so now I'm going to put both the sides as pretty, but we're putting the right sides together. Now I'm going to just put those right sides together. Oh, that's what I already said. And we'll pin them so that they stay put. So I'm going to put a few little pins in here. And like I say, no pattern. I don't have a pattern for this. So this here pin, I kept getting that one that's bent, and it gives me a headache. Not really, I never get headaches. So I'm just going to put a few pins in there. Okay, now here at the top, this is going to be the top corner. Okay, and so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get my ruler, because I want this to be a corner. So I'm just going to I'm going to go sort of to the center, or a little off the center a little bit, and I'm going to go just like this, and I'm going to cut that piece off right there. I'm going to cut that off. right there. Okay, and since I didn't measure it, I'm going to take this piece that I just cut off. I cut it off from right there, so I'm going to flip it over just like this. So then this corner, and I'm putting it up against the not the background. I'm putting this one. I'm just lining it up with this piece. Okay, and then I'll put my ruler there. And if it doesn't come exactly perfect, that's just not the end of the world either, because it really won't matter. Okay, it won't matter. It just won't. Your project is still going to be your project. And there we go. And so now I'm going to, let me see, I'm going to cut just a wee bit off of that tip, because it was just a wee bit wonky. I'll save these. Now see these? I've got all the corners of the 3 I've already made, and now this one, and I'll save them. Those will be saved because those will most likely get hand stitched on a slow stitch project. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my sewing machine. Now I'm going to turn my iron off, and I'm going to put it back onto a straight stitch. And okay, and park that truck right there. Now this was made also, ouch, by a friend. Look at that. She bought a pickup truck and put a pin cushion, made a pin cushion in the trunk, in the bed of the truck. Is that just not awesome or what? Okay, I better pin this one here just a little bit. Oh, you know what I need to do? I want to go on this. Wait a minute. Yeah, I do want to stitch this side. Okay, that's right. Okay, so I'm going, do I have pins on that side? No. Okay, so I'm going to start right about here in the center is where I'm going to, this is where I'm going to, oh, my other, I just got a notification. My other video must have went up. Oh, good. See, I didn't know if I was going to have problems making another video while one was uploading. Okay, but it uploaded. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I have the right sides together. I think I told you that. And I get my pin cushion here. So I have a place to put my pins when I pull them out. Now this won't take long for me just to go around. And I'm just stitching, oh, maybe a 5/8 of an inch maybe away from the edge. And okay, let's see. And we're going to go, there we go, we're going to get that all stitched around. And I have to play with this camera a little bit more one day and see if I can figure out how to use the zoom, if there is a zoom on it. I don't know. It might be that there is and I just haven't figured out where it is or how it is or whatever, because it's new to me. Okay. And then down this piece. And down there, and I'm going to leave a couple inches open right there, and that is where I'm going to be able to turn it. Okay, so now Now I have that stitched all the way around, but what I want to do now is I want to take my scissor and I want to cut these corner pieces off almost to the stitch line, but not cut the stitch line of all the corners. So then when you turn it, your corners are a little bit cornerish. Want them to be cornerish. And so then you're just going to turn it inside out. You're just going to outside in. I mean inside, yeah, inside out. You're going to turn it inside because you want the inside, no, the outside out. You want, yeah, that's what you want. You want the outside out. It was inside out. Yeah, now you want it outside out. Never really give that much thought before. Inside out. It was inside out. Now I'm putting the outside out. Okay. Or maybe it was outside in and I'm putting now the... Yeah, well, let's not worry about that. But I'm pulling that, getting that whole thing turned. Now... So now I'm going to... Get into them corners. Let's see if my finger will go, if I can do it with my finger to get all those corners. I have a big fat knitting needle I usually use for this. Well, I don't know what I did with it. I did think that I had it up there on that shelf, but of course in my house, you never know. You just never know. You know what I got? I got this skewer right here. And I'm gonna... That was my chair. It squeaked. Get that corner. There we go. There we go. Make sure I get my corner into a corner. Okay, now these little pieces, okay, they'll go in the dog stuffing right over there. Okay, now let me get this. Now I'm going to press this again. I've got all my, I think I've got all my corners. That one looks like it needs a little help right there. And then this one, a little help right there. Okay. There we go. And so then here, like on the other one I videoed, I left it open from a corner here on down, and that was a little bit hard to fix. So so you gotta be careful and have your opening on a straight edge. Okay, so now I'm just going to press this again. Deborah, I bet you didn't know you sent me a needle book, did you? Oh my gosh, I love this. It smells so good when I'm ironing it. Her house must smell good. She must have a good smelling house. One smells like the dogs. Not really. Well, I don't know. Maybe it does. Since I have 2 dogs that run the place. Okay, and so then I will just press that 2 little seams right in there where I did the turning. See there? Now, I was just thinking just now that I could have probably put a loop right here in there before I stitch that together, but I didn't, and it's okay. Now that's that little spot where I had the problem with the tool, so I'm just going to cut that little extra bit of tool off. That's it. And look how pretty that is right now. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to top stitch about a half an inch in let's see, yeah, I think I want to go 1/2 inch in, about 1/2 inch in. Maybe that's 5/8. I don't know what it is. 5/8, 1/2. What's the big deal? And so I'm going to go all the way around with a top stitch, with straight top stitch, and I'm just going to go all the way around, and that kind of just makes it lay a little bit flatter. And oh, this is going to be beautiful. This is going to be a beautiful needle book. And I think what I'll do, well, you know what I could do? You know, as I go along, when I don't have a plan ahead, I kind of plan as I go. Then sometimes ideas are popping in my head as I'm stitching, or, you know, just whenever. All right, now that is the cover. That is the cover. And what is it? 46 minutes. And so there you go. And you don't even have to take that long. Because, see, I took a little longer because I was running my mouth, you know. Because I have a problem with mouth overflow. But there it is. There's the inside. And then it'll fold right here. And then there's the cover. That is the cover to the needle book. And look at how, and those are all of those scrap fabrics, but by putting the tulle over the top of it, all those fabrics, all those scraps are built in. They're in there. They're not going to go anywhere. And so and I love using the pastels and then having these little pieces of the darker fabrics that just made the whole thing pop. And so I'm going to do something. I'm not sure exactly how. I think a loop here and a button is how I'll close that. So there'll be a loop and a button. You could also just take a ribbon and put a ribbon on there that you would tie around and put a bow in the front. You could just add a ribbon, maybe even on the side here. And there might be even a way to put a pocket here. But what I want to do here is I'm going to, you know, she gave me that piece of, she also gave me that piece, where did I put that? Oh, I put that back. Well, geez, see how fast I lose things? Well, I don't know. She gave me a piece of batting. And I'm almost thinking that batting, felt or bat. She gave me a piece of batting. Where did I put it? Well, if that just doesn't take the cake. You know, well, I'm not going to put the pages in right now. See, another thing would be, like, this is flannel. Well, I'm not going to put that piece of flannel in there. But for pages to put your needles on, it could be flannel, or it could be anything. And she gave me batting, and now I don't even see it. Good grief, am I weird or what? But anyway, so what I will do is I'll probably put either 2 or 4 pages in here. So what I'll do is, you know, cut fabric that'll be about, I'll cut a piece of fabric that'll be about 10 inches this way and about 5.5 inches this way, I think. Yes. And then I'll just like 2 pieces, and then just stitch them down. I'll see exactly where the spine is going to be, and then I'll stitch them down there. Then I would have 4 pages. Felt is what I think I want to use. And if I do that, then that's where, then you can put your needles in the pages, like this way, the needles. And then a pocket, maybe if I just stitch a pocket right here, then if you have a small pair of scissors, you can put that in there. You got your needles in here. Or maybe I could put a larger pocket here. Well, if I have a pocket here and a pocket here, and then the pages are stitched here, then you got a place that you can put your little nippers in there. All your needles and pins will be on the pages. And then, well, whatever you want to put in the pockets, then somehow if there's a way to make the little pockets somehow in there, that you could put even the little bobbins in, but maybe not though, because I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking. This is still in the thinking stage here. And so I think right here is where I stitch that, where I put it. I'm going to hand stitch that right there and make sure that is good. But anyway, that's the cover. And this is another cover. And this is another cover. And I made one more cover, but I already mailed it off. So that's 4 covers. But look at that. I really love the colors of this one. That's very unicornish. Oh, you know that unicorn that was in there? I could put that in here. I don't know. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Now see, I've been 51 minutes, and I'm going to get this same old book that I just read out of, and it's Somebody Loves You by Helen Steiner Rice, and let's go back here. Love one another as I have loved you. Okay, thanks for watching, you guys. You're awesome. Love one another as I have loved you. Love one another as I have loved you may seem impossible to do, but if you will try to trust and believe, great are the joys that you will receive. For love makes us patient, understanding, and kind, and we judge with our hearts and not with our mind. For as soon as love enters the heart's open door, the faults we once saw are not there anymore, and the things that seemed wrong begin to look right when viewed in the softness of love's gentle light. For love works in ways that are wondrous and strange, and there is nothing in life that love cannot change. And all that God promised will someday come true when you love one another the way He loves you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for staying till the end. Thanks for watching my Deborah book. My Deborah's, this one I won't sell. This one here is going to be mine very own. This will be my very own. And I think what I'll put in this one is just the things that I use for slow stitching. And I love how it turned out. I think it's just beautiful. Okay, may God watch over you every step you take, every move you make. And I will see you on the very next video. Safe and sound, happy and healthy, and smiling. God bless you. Mouse? Here, mouse. Here, mouse. Okay.